Hey, Shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Barakadam. To you, hopefully elect. Alright. And just through the Spirit, I wanted to do this video entitled, Better Is It to Be Maimed? Alright. You know, because, and we touched on this at camp this past Saturday on how, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he has to constantly keep a thorn in our flesh, like how the scripture spoke about with the Apostle Paul. And just the way me personally, I like to think about it when it comes to that thorn in the flesh, because it doesn't specifically say what the Apostle Paul, what that thorn in his flesh was, but again, just how I like to think about it is basically, when I think about a thorn in the flesh, that sounds very, I would think of something very uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable, discomfort, constantly being in a state of dis-ease, because, hey, we're all sickly. And, going back to Yahushai, how Yahushai, he was a very sickly man, the scriptures say that he was a man acquainted with sorrow. So, Yahushai, man, he, as us all, was a very, very sickly man, because, hey, at the end of the day, we're all going through it, we're all suffering, we're all catching hell, and again, because it's better that way, believe it or not, because again, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he has to constantly remind us on why this is not our rest. We can't get comfortable here. And again, going back to that thorn in the flesh, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, if we're of the elect, he's going to make sure that we're not settled here. He's going to make sure that we're not comfortable here. Because you see, with being in that state of constant discomfort, just constant vexation, just constant hell, as it tells you, pursuant to Sirach, the 2nd chapter, of preparing your soul for temptation, man. And you see, with that being said, it keeps you in the state of mind of wanting to get the hell up out of here. It keeps you in a state of mind on, again, why this is not our rest. It keeps you in a state of mind like, Lord, we got to get out of here. And that's what the Lord needs of us. Again, it's better that way. Right? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read this in Mark chapter 9, verse 43. So Mark chapter 9 and verse 43. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed than having two hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. All right, so again, it's better to be maimed, because like I said, it keeps you in that state of mind of being kingdom-minded, being or thinking, meditating upon the things above rather than the things that are here on earth. You see, focusing on the bigger picture, right? And it also had me thinking, because, part of this, going through the fire, which we also touched on this past Saturday at the camp as well, because it said again, and if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. Because basically, anything that's a distraction or hindering you from anything that's hindering you in this walk, your walk with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, all right, you have to, cut it off, man, or at least find your balance. If brothers know me, anyone that knows me, I always speak on balance, because regardless of what scoffers and people that talk shit, regardless of what they say, man. All right, brothers in Great Millstone and brothers that follow the like-minded doctrine, hey, we're not bums, man. All right, you know, brothers juggle a lot. Brothers work. Brothers got families that they take care of. Brothers deal with a lot, you know, and that's why it's just on my spirit. Because I always tell brothers, like I said, if you know me, I always preach balance. Find your balance. Because at the forefront of all things, man, this truth has to be first and foremost. Yahweh B'Shem Shah has to be first and foremost. You know? So find your balance. Again, anything that hinders you in your walk, man, if it's to a point where it's too much, well, you got to cut it off. Like, just to put myself out there, you know, because I'm looking for another gig and whatnot. And you know, I actually got one, but I'm going to have to, before I even started, I'm going to have to, you know, I'm not going to be able to do the job because it's going to take away time for me on Saturdays for the camp and Sundays when me and the brothers get the fellowship. All right, this job would hinder me. You know, I won't be able to do these things. You know, it would take up a lot of my time. You know, so hey, just through the Spirit, I'm not going to be able to do this job. And hey, you know, the hell with it. You know, the Lord, He'll provide me with something else, or at least, you know, just give me what I need until all hell breaks loose, and you know, we ain't got to deal with this shit no more. But if not, then hey, the Lord will give me something else. You know, no big deal. Because that's the thing about it. I was going to mention how, like I said, we touched on this Saturday as well, how, you know, going through this fire, right? Part of going through this fire and being purified, hey, Yahweh B'Shem Shah, he's because, you know, we're a sacrifice. All right? You know, we don't have to no longer, you know, offer up sheep, lambs, and bulls and things of that nature, because we are the sacrifice. And with that being said, you know, hey, part of going through this fire is the Lord, he's trimming the fat, all the unnecessary things, all right? You know, things that hinder us in this walk, you know? The Lord, again, we're developing this mindset to where, like I said, man, ultimately we're focused on the kingdom. You know, we're focused on the kingdom. You see? So the Lord, again, going through this fire, the Lord, he's purging out the trimming off the fat, purging all the impurities, you know, all the things that's just simply unnecessary. So you wonder why you don't get the woman, or you wonder why you don't get that specific job that you've been beasting for so long, or, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, your dream car or whatever, because it will hinder you. And that's the thing, because the Lord, he's looking out for our best interests. He has our best interests at heart, or at least the elect. The Lord has the elect's best interests at heart. You see? So real quick, I'm going to get this. In 2nd Esdras, I do believe, chapter 8. Just have to look for this real quick. Because, you know, hey, the Lord, again, if we're of the elect, he's protecting us from our own self. All right? So that's why, hey, we got to trust the process. You know? Just trust the process. The Lord knows what he's doing. And he's working a magnificent work through us, in us. All right? So Lord willing, I can find this. Just bear with me because I am in transit. So 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 53. It says, the root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the mouth is hid from you. And corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. All right. So again, you try going after that woman, and it just doesn't seem to work out. She turns you down or whatever. Well, hey, that's the root of evil being sealed up from you. That's the weakness and the moth being hid from you, because the Lord is protecting you. He's protecting us, from ourselves. That job, that dream car, whatever it may be, the record deal, whatever it may be, the NBA contract, whatever it may be, for the elect, the Lord, he's protecting them. You know, it's for their own good, because it's going to hinder us from doing the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. So again, that's why we just got to trust the process, man. Let the Lord, work his work. Let the Lord do his thing. All right. Slaki, man. That's why these women need to be at the house, man. But going back to it, in Mark chapter 9, so again, man, because hey, it's better this way. Like I'm about to read again in Mark 9:43. And if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. So whatever's distracting you, whatever's hindering you from doing the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, hey, you got to put it on the back burner, or, find your balance, or do a better job of prioritizing, or just all in all, cut it off, man. It says, it is better for thee to enter into life maimed. All right. So basically, just to keep it raw and uncut, man, it's better to be fucked up, man. Because again, brothers and sisters, hey, we're all fucked up, man. Like I said, man, brothers deal with a lot that the average Israelite, the average Jake wouldn't be able to deal with. Because like I said, brothers, man, deal with a lot. Brothers juggle a lot, man, and you wouldn't even know it, because brothers are so on fire. They're consistent. But that's what, if you're in the spirit, and again, if the Lord is dealing with you, because eventually you just get to a point where you're just so numb. You just so to a point where you just don't care about the things of this life. Now, again, because, brothers do work, have jobs, take care of responsibilities. But, that's just for the meantime. We just do what we got to do just to get by. But nevertheless, brothers just catch so much hell. It's just to a point where it keeps them on fire, man. I remember a video I did a couple of months ago, entitled 200 Degrees Mr. Fahrenheit. It was a song I was listening to spark my spirit to do that video. All right, because, hey, Mr. 200 Degrees Fahrenheit, hey, the Lord needs us to be on fire, man. And that's what this is, again, that's what, if you're in the right spirit, and again, if the Lord is dealing with you, all right, all the hell, the tribulations, that's what it's going to do, man. It's going to keep you fired up. It's going to keep you in that mindset like, man, we got to get the fuck out of here, man. So again, that's why it's better to be maimed, man. It's better to enter into life, or I'll read it again. It says, and if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter into life maimed. So you see, it's better this way, man. It's better this way. All right. I'm going to get one more in Matthew, or Luke rather. Luke 14:21. Luke 14:21. It says, so that servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, because, hey, well, when you read on, it says, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city and bring, because I believe when you read up above, hey, our people are being called to the feast, man, to the wedding. And, Jake making all these excuses because why? They're caught up into the things pertaining to this life. You see, they're caught up into the things pertaining to this life. All right, which all this shit is temporal anyways. It's temperate. You know? It says, go quickly into the streets and the lanes in the city and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind. All right, so you see? All right? Because like I said, just to keep it raw and uncut, man, hey, fucked up. Because, Jake, Jake is fucked up, man. It's like we can't catch a break out here. If it's not one thing, it's another, but that's how it needs to be. Like I read in Matthew or Mark, it's better that way, man. Because, it keeps us on fire. It keeps us on point, keeps us sharp. Tunnel vision, man. That's what it's doing, man. That's what all the hell trials and tribulations. It keeps us tunnel vision, man. Focused. Keeps us in a mindset of just wanting to see this place go down, man, and wanting salvation. So again, man, it's better this way. It just seems like you can't catch a break. It's just like one thing or another. It's just like, God damn, like, Lord, when are you going to destroy this place? Well, hey, the Lord, he's doing us a favor, all right? Because again, it's better that way. Lord, one of this was edifying. All praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the apostles of a great millstone. Yahweh Shema Shai broke a thumb to your hopefully elect. Shalom.